The American Revolution, a pivotal moment in the history of the United States, is often remembered as a struggle for independence from Britain. But the contributions of African Americans, both enslaved and free, have long been overlooked in mainstream narratives. Despite the fact that many African Americans were living under the yoke of slavery, countless individuals took part in the fight for liberty, whether through military service, acts of resistance, or support roles. Their involvement shaped the course of the Revolution in more ways than one. As tensions with Britain escalated in the 1770s, the question of who would participate in the War for Independence became a central issue. Both the British and the American rebels saw the enslaved population as a source of military manpower. The British, desperate for soldiers, began offering freedom to enslaved Africans who would join their side. In 1775, Lord Dunmore, the royal governor of Virginia, issued a proclamation promising freedom to any enslaved person who escaped to the British lines and fought for the crown. This offer, known as Lord Dunmore's Proclamation, was a turning point for many enslaved individuals who saw it as a chance for freedom in the midst of the chaos of war. In response, the Continental Army also sought to recruit African Americans. Initially, many colonial leaders were hesitant to arm enslaved or free blacks, fearing it would stir rebellion within the enslaved population. However, as the war continued and manpower became scarce, both the Continental Army and state militias started to allow African Americans to enlist. By the end of the war, thousands of African Americans had served in various capacities in the Continental Army and Navy. One of the most famous African American soldiers was Crispus Attucks, a sailor of African and Native American descent. Attucks was one of the 5 men killed in the Boston Massacre of 1770, an event that galvanized American resistance to British rule. Though his death came before the Revolution officially began, Attucks became a martyr for the American cause and symbolized the shared struggle for freedom across racial lines. As the Revolution progressed, many African Americans took up arms. Some, like James Armistead Lafayette, served as spies for the Continental Army. Lafayette, an enslaved man from Virginia, was granted permission to join the army as a spy and provided invaluable intelligence to General Marquis de Lafayette, a key French ally of the Americans. Armistead's espionage work helped secure crucial victories, including the surrender of British General Cornwallis at Yorktown in 1781. Others, like Peter Salem and Salem Poor, fought in key battles. Peter Salem, a freedman, fought at the Battle of Bunker Hill in 1775 and became a symbol of bravery. Salem Poor, another African-American soldier, distinguished himself at the same battle and was praised for his gallantry, even receiving recognition from his fellow soldiers. Despite their contributions, African-American soldiers were often relegated to non-combat roles or faced discrimination within the ranks. They fought on the front lines with white soldiers, but were often given fewer rights and privileges. Yet their presence on the battlefield proved that the fight for liberty was a cause that transcended race, and their courage earned them respect in the eyes of many Americans. On the other side of the conflict, the British saw an opportunity to undermine the American cause by offering enslaved people freedom in exchange for their loyalty. Lord Dunmore's proclamation, which promised freedom to any enslaved person who joined the British Army, became a powerful tool for British recruiters. Thousands of enslaved Africans, especially in the southern colonies, responded to this offer. Many escaped their enslavers and made their way to British lines, where they were enlisted into the British Army or given roles in supporting the British war effort. The British military formed the Black Pioneers, a unit that included African Americans as laborers, scouts, and soldiers. Many of these individuals were crucial in logistical support, carrying supplies, and participating in military actions. The most famous British Allied unit was the Ethiopian Regiment, made up entirely of African soldiers. This regiment symbolized the British strategy of recruiting African Americans, and their role in the war added a significant dimension to the struggle for freedom. Despite the British promises, the fate of many African Americans who fought for the Crown was uncertain. After the war, many were resettled in Nova Scotia, Canada, or in other British colonies. Others were relocated to Sierra Leone in West Africa, where they helped establish a colony for freed blacks. While the American Revolution may have led to the birth of a nation, the reality for African Americans remained fraught with contradiction. Although the fight for independence was framed as a battle for liberty, the institution of slavery continued to thrive in much of the new country. The Constitution, drafted in 1787, did not grant equality to African Americans. It codified the system of slavery through compromises like the Three-Fifths Compromise, which counted enslaved people as 3/5 of a person for purposes of taxation and representation. The contributions of African Americans during the Revolution, however, laid the groundwork for the long struggle for freedom that would continue well into the 19th and 20th centuries. African American soldiers had fought and risked their lives, only to return to lives of oppression in many cases. But their service in the Revolution became an important part of their claims to equality, freedom, and citizenship. The participation of African Americans in the American Revolution is a testament to their desire for freedom and their belief in the principles of liberty.